I am back with some more Assassins Creed Odyssey. We're on episode 91. And we're going to continue on with the story. I've just done some Sea of Thieves that would have been up yesterday night. And man, that was a stressful episode. We went on to see all the new stuff. I mean, somewhat did. But it was one of them episodes on Sea of Thieves where it was like everything was out to get me, and it was kind of stressy. And I thought, like, it's right after that. I was like, I need to play something that's gonna chill me out a bit. Because I was attempted to go have another go, like have a break and then come back and do Sea of Thieves again. But I was like, no. I'll have a break, but. This is a new day, new rotation, and the odds of state decay. Goddamn cat, he's a fucking nutcase. Like the chances of state decay being updated by the time I do it for this rotation is probably still not going to be updated. Because like I'm doing this rotation earlier than I was gonna do a few days of random streams. So this is like out of the blue, somewhat just starting up. So I'll probably just get it done. And in the Sea of Thieves video, I was like, I came up with the idea to there's a cave. I came up with the idea of this rotation later on today and later on tomorrow should be Sea of Thieves, unless State of Decay magically updates on a Saturday or Sunday, which I've never heard of a game update on a Saturday or Sunday, so I doubt it. So it'll either be State of Decay later today, or it will probably be Sea of Thieves. My plan is to go back on Sea of Thieves. I would like to do some more on it. And then the 2 days after that in the evening will be Grounded. Grounded will be back. Because I know that Grounded's been away for a little bit, and I ain't meant to. I've been sidetracked. I've just been adding random stuff into the rotations out of the blue. So Grounded should be back. So Grounded should be back, and yeah, later on today, like later on today, no, tomorrow will be Grand Theft Auto, then it'll be Assassin's Creed, and then Grand Theft Auto for the morning videos. And then that'll be this rotation. What is this place? Oh, angered towards me? But yeah, I just did Sea of Thieves and it kind of stressed me out. Like, everything was, like, I was dealing with a lot, like the typical stuff. And you know, like, when a new update comes out, you just want to chill out and experience what they've added and everything. Which I did mostly at the beginning of the video, and then, we had some classic Sea of Thieves players, you know. And it was my own fault, really. I wasn't, like, inviting people to join up and help, but I was just playing on my lonesome, so I made things a lot difficult for myself anyway, but I don't know, I just wanted to chill out and do the update, you know. But everything was going against me, like, doing the loot, because I tried some of the new treasure map hunts, and they were against me. I was the ones that people make themselves. I was using some of them, and I was digging up in the right areas and I couldn't find it for my life. And I was just getting irritated. Like that's probably didn't help because that was more towards the beginning of the episode. Because I was getting fed up of treasure hunting, even though I was looking forward to doing it. But I don't know. Like that's why I want to go back on. That's why there will probably be one later on today and tomorrow. And I was thinking with State of Decay, I know that I'm craving to play it again. But I want to wait for the update to come out. And look, I've got a lot of plans for State of Decay, so once it's back, it'll be around for quite a while, and so will Grounded probably. And yeah, it's just one of them things. Yeah, that was one thing I was gonna do, weren't it? Oh, shall we go and do that? I was gonna go here, weren't I? So yeah, we'll just chill out, play some Assassin's Creed. I think this is a good cure for a bit of bullshit and Sith. And to be fair, because I've started watching The Walking Dead, season 11, and that series is kind of pissed me off a little bit. A few of the things that have happened in the show, like with Maggie, like Maggie's pissed me off. Like I really wish she wasn't back in the show. Like she's going against Negan, which I was expecting. And they're like trying to make up, even though she's done some fucked up shit. Like she let a kid die, and no one was gonna help. Like it really pissed me off. Like the kid that died in the train station, I didn't really like it. He was an amazing character anyway, but it just kind of pissed me off. Because one of them was actually willing to, like in The Walking Dead, they've killed so many zombies. They've worked together so well to kill so many zombies, but they won't go out of the way to help one of their own when altogether they could have dealt with the zombies, like the walkers. But no, they wanted to have a scene, a deliberate scene where the guy was eaten to death with no help at all, and that I fucking found that disgusting. It pissed me off a little bit, and then Negan didn't say out. I think Negan should have said something in that scene. I know that people watching this probably don't watch Walking Dead anyway, but man, like I was kind of looking forward to getting into a season 11, but I fucking want Maggie to die. Like I know that people said that Maggie and Negan get along eventually, but she's been that much of a bitch ever since she's come back. Like she's been the typical character return for 2021. It's not Maggie returning, it's someone else. It's not Maggie that has come to terms with anything. Because Maggie used to be such a good character, like, before Glenn died, like, she was so good, and, like, sure, I know that Glenn dying was really traumatic for anyone, but she's big, like, ever since Glenn died, it shows how weak she is, almost, like, she's not strong, she's not a badass like she used to be, she's turned into a right cunt, she's a cunt, she's not Maggie, that... Oh man, it fucking pissed me off that episode. I watched the first 2 episodes and man, they pissed me off. The second episode was better, but man, fucking, like, the fucking show could fuck off. Oh, they're lucky that I'm gonna keep continuing watching because I'm a stupid idiot. I love The Walking Dead. Even with the feminist shit that they have introduced recently, like they do the feminist crap I don't like in shows, but it's not as bad as other shows. But season 11 so far, they've kind of amped it up a little bit more, and I'm not a fan of it. Like, they did the classic Avengers scene, you know, in Avengers Endgame, where they had all the women do their badass fight scene. They did it in The Walking Dead, and like, to be fair, I like all the female characters in The Walking Dead. Besides Maggie. Maggie's a bit like, Maggie ruined that scene. I don't mind all the female characters in The Walking Dead. Like, they're bearable to watch. They're not constantly talking bullshit. Oh my god. How did I get away with that? So I know, like, Negan's a bad... Like, you're a fucking dickhead. Negan's a dick. But... like, he has somewhat redeemed himself. Like, he's done 5 years in a cell. He's helped people. He's gained the trust of people. He's gone out his way, like... He is good, like, he's always had, like, a bit of a reason for what he's doing, and I can somewhat understand, like, his logic behind stuff. And to be fair, like, Rick's group's done worse shit. Like, they kill people in their sleep. They've done bad stuff themselves. And for, like, him to just kill a few of Rick's guys, it ain't that bad. Like, sure, it's bad because we've joined them along the journey, ain't we? We've watched them somewhat evolve and all that stuff. So it is kind of bad that way, but like, Negan was just like, I don't know, it just, oh, Maggie pisses me off so much. How there was a moment where Negan was like, you're just taking me here to fucking kill me. So either just do it, get over and done with, instead of leading people into danger, which is right. And and she came up with the excuse, oh no, I'm doing it to feed the kids back at Alexandria. But no, she's got a fucking beef with Negan. Like, she's like a fucking lord in the show. Like, it's like she doesn't realise what the world is now, like in a zombie, like an apocalypse state, where like people are just surviving. Like, it's like she doesn't know, and she can't believe he's just killed someone, or like the way he's done things is wrong compared to what she's done, which is just blows my mind. Because like everyone in a situation of like zombies and the apocalypse and people just surviving. Like, everyone's gonna do the wrong shit. Like, there's no right or wrong in in a state where people have gone nuts. Like, people are being eaten alive. Like, there's no right or wrong in that situation. It just, and it kind of makes me want a Negan TV show, you know? I'd rather watch Negan and the Saviors at this point than the main group. Should probably have that, because they are kind of like my family. I've actually just noticed there are a few locations here I haven't touched, which isn't good. Down here. Oh, that doesn't even have things. That does. So I should probably do that. And there's that. That's nothing. I know it's not the end of the world if I don't do some of this stuff, but I want to. But let me know if anyone watching. Do you watch The Walking Dead, or have you ever watched The Walking Dead? Because I know like a lot of people dropped out. I think a lot of people dropped out when Negan showed up. So that was when Rick started to do dumb, like, well, Rick became like a right pussy in the them first few seasons. Well, when Negan showed up, I mean. So about season 8, I think. I think people cottoned on like a bit earlier than that. It was like more or less after the governor died, I'd say. That's when things went down, and I still had fun with this, like the show. Even with Negan being about well, no, I think there's been some really good episodes, but I'm not a fan of some of the episodes where they deliberately make people stupid. Like, they do that in a lot of TV shows. Like, some of the better shows that I watched, like I spoke about Spartacus Blood and Sand. In Spartacus Blood and Sand, like, people who are smart in that show, they're always smart. Whereas in The Walking Dead, there's people that originally were shown as being smart, and then later down the line, they're the dumbest piece of shit that they've ever worked. Like in The Walking Dead, they do, like, especially in the later series, like after probably season 9, like, they've had always really bizarre and over-the-top moments where people should have died. But there's always the moments where it's like, why are you doing it the dumb, like when they've got so good at killing zombies or walkers, it just, oh my god, they've got pretty efficient at killing zombies. They know that there's still a risk and everything, but they still insist on getting into situations that are not going to help anyone. And it fucking bothers me. Like there's so many situations where, like, the amount of hordes they've wiped out as a group. I don't know whether people have watched the one episode where there was a massive horde that went into Alexandria, and Rick took them on his own, and then everyone joined in, and everyone as a team wiped out the whole horde that was inside Alexandria. And it was such a cool scene, because it was like, oh my god, they've actually got the strength to fight against the zombies and, like, walkers now. They've, like, figured it out, like, if they work as a team, they don't need to worry about the threat as much anymore. But like I said in the recent episode I watched, where on the train, like, they refused to help one of their own people because it risked more, like, for them to deal with more zombies. Like, it fucking bothers me. And the kid that was being left, like without any help.
This is where Jason left the Argo.
The kid that they wouldn't let in the train cart away from the walkers. The kid killed himself. He stabbed himself in the chest multiple times because he didn't want to get eaten alive. And that's probably been the worst. Like, there's been a lot of horrible shit in The Walking Dead, but for me, that's probably one of the worst things. Like, everyone not doing anything to help. Like, there's been situations people have been trapped and there's no way to help them, but there was time to help that guy. And it fucking pissed me off. Like, the amount of shit they've done in the show, like, where they've got the strength to work together to help people. Like, they help people because they should. You know, like, they're meant to be the good guys. Like, they're surviving still, and there's going to be sacrifices, but there's moments where they do help people. Like, they help their own, like, and they did nothing in that episode to help that guy. It was just, he was there to just die. Like, sure, he's been in other episodes of The Walking Dead, but he wasn't like a major character. He was a character that was going to just die one day. But he shouldn't have died like that. Like, he died just because the script said for him to die, and that pissed me off so much. Like, it just irritated me, like, no end. Like, it made me hate the characters that I've watched for years. The fact that, well, I can't remember, was Daryl in that scene? I don't think he was. I think he was somewhere else. But the fact Maggie had no interest in helping the kid. Negan, who stuck up, like, somewhat helped him previously, just a few moments before, didn't want to say anything, to say, like, we can do this, we can help him. Gabriel, the fucker that has been saved so many times, didn't want to save him. And it fucking, like, man. Like, I love The Walking Dead, but that scene really pushed me to, like, I don't want to watch this anymore. Because I've been watching Daredevil and Jessica Jones. And I gotta say, Jessica Jones is a much better female role model than Maggie is in The Walking Dead. Let's get this guy.
That noise is annoying.
Thank God.
What the?
And yeah, it's just, it really tests me, because the thing is, with The Walking Dead, it is one of them shows where you're taking a situation of, like, the end of the world, bleak horribleness, and it should be a show where they somewhat are able to give a bit of hope now and then. Like, sure, you always want a bit of conflict, you want a bit of problems between groups, people might not get along all the time. But my problem is that there's no, like, with the recent episode, it was just brutal for the sake of being brutal. Like, this, I've seen, like, I can watch people getting eaten alive by walkers and that. Like, I'm not really bad against blood and that in shows, because I know it's just fake. But the way that kid died, because he was just a kid, and he was there just to die because we want something to happen in the premiere. It wasn't like a scene where the kid died because they couldn't open the door. It wasn't like they were trying to open the door. They were just standing there looking at this kid dying. And there was a time where he reanimated. He died and he reanimated and he was all ripped up and everything. And no one could look at him. No one could look at him. And they did question it, and of course Maggie came along to the guy that said, "Are you happy with?" Because there was one guy that was saying we need to help him. Like there was one guy that was like the person that's been in the Walking, like he's hardly said anything in the Walking Dead. He was a savior, and Maggie is the one that helped him join the group, and that she came around to the idea of him being a right guy. He wasn't like another savior dickhead. And this kid, like, if it wasn't for Maggie helping the savior who wanted that kid to be helped, no one would have been there to stop, like, say this is wrong. And man, that scene pissed me the fuck off. Because it was there to just be a moment of, we're just gonna have this scene where people die, like someone to kill off. But that would be fine in a normal situation, but the fact that no one helped him really irritated me. Because it seemed disgusting, the fact no one was gonna help. And it seemed like, because like before he was like supporting Negan, because Negan didn't want to go down into the train depot. What would you call it? Like the train, like the underground train station. I don't know how we've never been there before, but okay.
No, not today. Turn back. Walk away.
Yeah, we're walking away. And he was just and Negan wanted to get out of there because he knew that it might have been something to do with Maggie. Maggie wanted to get him away from everywhere to kill him off. And he was being cautious, and it was raining. Like, he just said, go to the metro to, like... He just wanted to get into cover because it was like a storm outside. So he was being smart. He was just wanting to hunker down for the night till the morning, till the rain stopped, and then they could keep moving. But it wasn't like Maggie refused and wanted to keep going further into the unknown territory of an underground train station. And like any normal person would say that's a dumb fucking move. But they want to do it because it's a cool location to do a episode on The Walking Dead, and that's what. Ever since Rick's died, well, he died, but ever since Rick's left, there's been a lot of these set pieces where it's more or less been about, oh, this will be a cool location to have an episode, even though it doesn't make much sense in the continuity of things. Like, like they've been around for, like, there's been a time jump, and they've never been to this metro before to loot or anything. And things like this, it's just kind of weird. It's a bit strange. And yeah, the kid that was eaten, he was the one that said, well, like, my Negan saved him because there was a bit of a zombie attack. Negan saved him, and the kid was like, shit, yeah, we need to go back. This is too dangerous. One of us is going to get killed. Funny enough, the guy that got saved by Negan gets killed later on. What a surprise. the one kid that actually said Negan's right, we need to turn back, gets killed. That's a good sign. And yeah, it's just I don't know. And then, like I said, back to the scene of the train. I just found it disgusting how, like, if it was a scene where the kid sacrificed himself, where he locked himself in, like the classic scene of someone say helping the group, helping their overall cause for the group, like, because it could have been cool. Because the kid was like, oh shit, this is dangerous, we need to turn back. And this could have been another scene for Maggie to develop, because Maggie was like, no, we're pushing forward. Like, she went against the kid. I don't know his name. I should know his name. And look, what if the kid sacrificed himself for the group? And what if that could have been a development for Maggie to say, maybe Negan and that kid was right. I've just got him killed, like, you know, but she had no care for that kid. And that pissed me off. That really pissed me off. Oh, that was a new animation. Because if it was like this scene, that I think it would have been a lot better. Where I would have said, okay, I probably would have digested it a bit better than everyone just staring at this kid getting eaten alive, with none of them helping. Like, people that I thought would do something, would help. Like their own people anyway, like their own people, they would help. Like people who they wouldn't really know, I could understand them saying, no, leave them, like we can't trust them. But the fact that this kid's been around for a while, he's a bit of a fighter now, like he's developed somewhat. Like, sure, we ain't seen too much of him, but if it was a scene where it was the train carts were getting too filled up with walkers coming from both sides, and the kid was like, he was in the front, and he said, and he just pushed everyone back into the other train, like one of the train carts, so they could block it off. And then he shut the door behind them when they got in, and he was like the last one, and he was behind the door. He was like, I'm gonna just keep safe, I'm gonna try and fight him off as much as I can. So it's like sacrificing himself. If he did that, that would have been better than him killing himself, because his own community wouldn't help him. Like, that would have been better. That would have been way better than him killing himself because he saw the people that he's been living with wouldn't help him. Like, that to me is fucking disgusting. Maybe I need to watch it again to have a proper understanding. Maybe I missed something. Maybe he said something stupid. Maybe he said something that they couldn't trust him anymore. But it doesn't make sense, because his voice should matter in some way. Like, his voice, when he agreed with Negan we needed to turn back, they should have questioned it. They said, maybe we should go back. I know it came out of Negan's mouth to say go back, but like, Negan's one of them still now. Like, he's turned a leaf. He's not Negan he was when he bashed Glenn's head in. I kind of wish he was still that Negan, because he wouldn't fucking let Maggie do this up to him. Oh, let's fucking do this. Sorry. It's been a bit of a Walking Dead review. I might put this in the title of the episode. See, the Walking Dead first impressions sort of. I don't know, maybe. That might be kind of cool. I might premiere this episode as well, because this is kind of fun, like reviewing stuff. I would like, I would be up to do that sort of. Like, I love the. I do like watching pop culture sort of things, like heel versus babyface, heel versus babyfaced. Nerdrotic, because I know like a lot of people wouldn't probably like the way they do things because they do somewhat well, a lot of people wouldn't like it because a lot of people like the mainstream way of things, like the way the mainstream is given the narrative of what the woke culture, like female empowerment and everything. But what I get from heel versus babyface, nerdrotic, things like that is that, because like when I'm watching this stuff, I'm like, am I the only one thinking this is bad? And luckily, there is something like heel versus babyface and like nerdrotic, geeks and gamers, these sort of people that are somewhat saying the shit that I've been thinking for a long time now. And like I can see the other side. Like I said, like The Walking Dead does a lot of the woke stuff in somewhat terms, but it's not unbearable to watch. Like there is there's a threshold for me. Like the woke stuff, like the female and like having women in like the lead roles, that don't bother me as long as it's bearable and it's entertaining and it's not lecturing or annoying. I don't care. Like if you want to tell a good story, that's good for me. But if you're just telling a story because you want to fucking tell your woke political shit, I'm not watching that shit. That's why I've not watched a Marvel movie since well, I watched Black Widow, and that's where I was like, no, I'm not watching Marvel anymore. And I was watching the TV shows, but they're just destroying characters that I like, so I'm somewhat giving up on Marvel. I watched the first 2 episodes of Hawkeye, and it's a bit better. Like I don't mind having Kate Danvers, but you can see that if it was just Hawkeye the show and they made it a bit more serious, less jokes, it would be way cooler. It would be so much cooler. But it's so much shit. Like man, Disney's just eating shit right now. I just don't get it. It's just really bothering me. But like I don't know. Like if anyone's watching, is there a thing like there must be some more people thinking. Like when you watch a show or something, there must be some people watching that go, this is bad. Like, am I the only one thinking this sort of thing? Like, and that's what I've been getting for so long. And then I found Heel vs Babyface's channel doing Doctor Who and saying how bad it is, and a lot of his stuff he was saying, I was like, yeah, that's right. And I can see the other end, like people don't want to see the franchises die, so they support it no matter what. That's what's happened with a lot of the Marvel stuff. You can see a lot of people just want to see the films succeed, and that's bad though, because it means Disney's going to just chuck out any crap that's not good, and we're just hoping for the next big Avengers moment, and that's the problem. What Marvel is it's turned into a formula. Like, we've got to have a joke every 5 seconds. When we have something serious, we've got to have a joke right after, or else our viewers are gonna be distressed and heartbroken or something crazy. Like, look at the tree. Like, man, they've got some really cool forests in this. I think we'll go up top this way. I'm sorry for me being a bit of a review critic today, but I want to like get a lot of this stuff off my mind, and I think something different. Like, I'm not really doing much in this, so I just run around doing the normal tasks I'd be doing anyway. But it's nice to have somewhat of an idea to talk about. And if people like it, I'll probably talk more because I've got a lot of thoughts on stuff like this. Maybe thoughts that not a lot of people would like, but yeah, just Walking Dead today. I'm gonna watch it because like there's been some good stuff with The Walking Dead recently. Like, even though I was kind of worried about The Walking Dead World Beyond, and there was some good stuff, like some bad stuff in that, but it was somewhat good. Like a bunch of kids surviving a zombie apocalypse, it was bearable. Like I think it was Hope in that. She was a cool character. Her sister was a bit annoying. The kid in that, the big lad, who had a bit of like, he was a bit shy, and he had some dark past. Like, I like that stuff. Like that was cool stuff. And I'm looking forward to getting to season 2, which is it's only a 2-series show, which is kind of cool. Because usually if a show has less seasons and they're a bit like, if they've planned 2 seasons out, usually it's like pre-planned and it's pre-thought out. Whereas like Stranger Things, like season 1 was really good, and when they were like when they announced season 2, it was like, oh god, don't, because like it's a bit like that with Squid Game, because Squid Game was really cool, but because of the success, they're like right away announced season 2, and that's bad because it took 10 years to make season 1 of Squid Game, and the director's like, yeah, I can make season 2 in a few months. Are you fucking serious? Like, do you really think that's gonna be, like, they're just gonna either repeat the same shit? Oh, she's just dropped. Oh, he died from that? Okay. That's why a lot of the stuff I've been going back to so many older shows, because a lot of the stuff that you remember being good, it's good still, you know? Whereas like, you're not going to torture yourself by going back to stuff that's bad. So why I've gone back to Daredevil, because like I heard like someone watching it and they said, man, that's such a good show to rewatch. And I started rewatching it, and man, that first season of Daredevil, oh, now that's a Marvel show right there. Netflix Marvel, by the way. That was when Netflix was like trying to make good content, you know. Whereas lately Netflix just churning out stuff because they need content. They need to put anything out. They don't care who they hire to write shows. And that's what it is really. Like with a lot of the Marvel stuff right now, they're just hiring random writers who've never written or read a comic book in their life, and they're given a massive project like a Hawkeye show or a One Division show, and they've got no idea about how the characters could operate, and that's why we get these crap stories that have no care or love for the characters. That's why Daredevil was amazing, because I remember when the writers wanted to do it. And they were like, I remember seeing stories of Netflix, they weren't sure about fighting for the rights for Daredevil and everything because it was Marvel. Like they were at the top of the game. Like they were like, it's going to cost us a fortune. But it was the writers that persuaded Netflix. No, it's the writers that persuaded Disney to do it. It wasn't Netflix. Because the writers wanted to do the project. And they persuaded them that they could do a really cool show with Netflix. Because with Netflix they can be a bit better. Like they can show a bit more blood, they can show a bit more violence. They can show sex scenes without problems. They can show darker areas of the MCU. And it's an area that kids won't be able to watch it as easily. I think that's it. Or maybe not. There's an alpha animal still? I thought I killed it. What was I saying? This way. Oh, won it, nice. But there's no like love for what some of the more recent writers, like some of the writers that are doing like Marvel stuff right now, they have no clue about the characters. They're just there to do. They're just there to put their fucking thoughts and agendas on a piece of paper, and it's got nothing to do with the original characters at all. That's why I'm dreading. Like they're doing an Echo series, which is a Daredevil character, and I have watched the episode 3. I did actually watch episode 3 of Hawkeye the other day, and I'm pretty sure I heard the Kingpin from the Daredevil series, and I really hope he isn't in it. I think he is. I fucking hope he isn't. I really don't want them to touch the Netflix Daredevil stuff because Netflix Daredevil, he's not a Disney character. Whereas if Daredevil comes back in the Disney universe, it's going to be a Daredevil that feels sorry for himself every 5 seconds for being blind. Which is not how he is in the show. Like Matt Murdock in the Daredevil show, the actor. Well, he's not Matt Murdock in real life, but he makes his blindness, his disability, a real like superpower almost. Like it's really somewhat. If I was blind, I would be like, man, Daredevil, like the character is so cool. With Matt Murdock, like I know the people who watch but if I was hearing him, the stuff he was talking in that series was so good. Like it's representation a good way. Like Matt Murdock in the Daredevil show, he's not feeling sorry for himself. He's feeling sorry for other people that can't fight or do things that he can do. And I don't know, it's just, I can't imagine what Disney's going to do with Daredevil if he comes back. Because Daredevil, there's not going to be 1 inch of blood. There's not going to be 1 bruise or scratch. There's not going to be
Who's doing that?
It'll be Daredevil saying jokes every 5 seconds. Elektra will probably become Daredevil. Even though she's probably, I think she dies, doesn't she?
Sounds human. Better check it out.
And yeah, it's just get the wolf on him. Shit. What? Are you serious? Why the wolf ain't on him? That's some bullshit. Maybe now they'll fight. Let's be honest, that wolf would still be on him. Oh shit. What the fuck's going on? A wolf didn't get a chance, so. Just tell me, don't you think it's weird and just horrible that every male character in the MCU and other places have to have a female character replacement instead of creating brand new female characters that are actually cool? Like, I would love to have had a Kate Bishop 10 years ago. Like the actress that they've got for Kate Bishop is really cool. Like I like her as an actress. She was great in Transformers, well, the Bumblebee movie. And she's hot as well. Like if you've seen her on the red carpet for Hawkeye, she's a woman. She's not a man. And that's a good thing. Because I just don't get, because the way I would have done a Hawkeye show, tell me it's probably a wrong answer, but they've got some really cool things in this current series where Hawkeye's he's gone a bit deaf because of all the shit he's had to deal with over the years, and it's really cool, like the way they're doing it, because it's like Hawkeye's got a really major weakness that we ain't seen before, and then he's dealing with the Ronin stuff that he did during Endgame, where he's killed people. When he lost his family, he was going through shit. He became an assassin. He became a killer. And the way I would have done this series, not have had Kate Bishop in it. The first series for Hawkeye should have been him alone, dealing with the loss of Black Widow, Natasha, dealing with getting his family back, him with his hearing loss, Ronin, all that haunting him. You could have had an Echo, like the way there is a bit of there's somewhat of a yeah, it's just shit. But I would have done the first season, him dealing with his past with oh wow. Wow, look at that. That's why I love this game so much. Look how pretty that looks. Oh, that's so good. But yeah, I would have done season 1. Hawkeye dealing with his stuff. Learning to learning to fight without hearing. Maybe like teaching his daughter a bit more. Like I love that in Endgame when he was teaching his daughter. Like him being a family man but still being Hawkeye. Somewhat making up for what he did as Ronin. Things like that. And less of like a comedic Christmas show that's in this. I make it a bit more serious, a bit darker. Maybe could have had Kingpin, like I would have probably liked Kingpin in it more, because if it was a bit darker. Because look, Hawkeye is a guy running around with arrows, shooting at people. This guy should be fucking people up. And especially when he was as Ronin with the fucking sword. Like, he should be an R-rated character at this point. And yeah, what I would have done for season 1 would have been him learning to become, like, to be Hawkeye again instead of Ronin. And like maybe all the ghosts from the Ronin came back. Him dealing with the loss of Natasha. And then maybe near to the end of the series, on the news, young girl, young female archer saves someone, and that's Kate Bishop, and that's season 2. But no, like season 1 is the Kate Bishop show. Kate Bishop is Hawkeye from the get-go. Like even in the first like the intro scene in episode 1 was her training up to be the bestest ever, and I hate that. Like, why couldn't we have had a young Kate Bishop from the get-go? Like, I liked how she's a bit of a fan of Hawkeye. How, like... I like how, like, Kate Bishop saw Hawkeye in the Battle of New York. But that would have been better in season 2. After we've seen him redeem himself and become Hawkeye again. And then you could have done this somewhat of a story, like there's Swordmaster in this. There's a few cool like little things that they could do with a season 2. But they're putting that much shit in. More about the jokes, more about everything. And then maybe with the end of season 2, then you could have passed the mantle over. I don't know. But I'd say at the minute, Hawkeye is probably one of the better shows right now. Like, it's bearable. Like, it's MCU. Yeah, MCU.
Is someone trying to get
Something's
my
out there.
attention?
But I'd say it's a bit more bearable than other stuff.
Probably just a bird, but I'll check.
That has come out recently from Marvel. It's not Eternals bad. And I haven't seen Eternals, but I know it's bad. That is going to be... I'm not watching that shit. Fucking... They're meant to be gods, but they have a fat guy. Like, why would a god be fat? Or why would a god be death? Like, death. Like, these superhuman people, why would they have disabilities? I know it's a bit not 2021, but let's be honest, a god shouldn't have a disadvantage with themselves. I know it's 2021 and they want to make people inclusive, but it just doesn't seem right. Like, a deaf girl. I like her in The Walking Dead, but man, I wouldn't say she's like a god or like. Like, if you want to be diverse, you're gonna probably get better at X-Men. God help us with X-Men though. Fuck me. Can you imagine what they're gonna do with X-Men? Or Fantastic Four? I've seen some theories that are bad for Fantastic Four, the new one. Because in Loki, they've got Kang, who's black, and that's fine. They've got Kang who's black, which is, yeah, they could do that, I suppose. But the problem is, Kang is related to, what's his name? Rogers, is it? Mr. Fantastic, I think in the comics. I think he's related to him. So that means, unless they're going against the comics, then okay. But it means that the Fantastic Four are going to be black. They're not going to be the comic book interpretation of the characters. Which, I don't know, maybe you could get away with it, but if one thing that's going to make people wake up to the MCU shit, it would be that, without a doubt. So I'm kind of hoping they do it. There's some like that's the thing. Netflix, they were getting a bit woke, but it wasn't woke. Like, it was back when things were so much better, where they treated people normally. Whereas recently, people aren't, like, in these shows that are coming out lately, they're not treating people normally. They're treating people like a tick box. Oh, look, here's a black person. He's going to be good. Let's make him say a few more lines or something. And it's strange. It's not natural. Like Luke Cage, he's in Jessica Jones season 1, and he gets his own season later on. He's so cool in season 1 of Jessica Jones. He has no apologies or anything. He's just like, you can like, he's such a good actor. Like, he's what's his name? He's Locke in he's Locke in Halo 5. And he does a good job. Like, he's a good Luke Cage. Like, I really like to see like his series as well. I think, did he do 2 series or 1? Man, look, if Marvel wanted to do the Defenders and everything again, like, I would love them to do another series with Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. I loved Iron Fist. Iron Fist at the end of season 2. Man, I wanted another season from that. And I know people didn't like that show, but man, I loved it so much. And yeah, like, if they wanted to keep that going, but they're not, like, the thing is, I wouldn't want it to be happening now. When they were doing it at its peak, I would want more Netflix stuff. But I don't want Netflix stuff anymore, because you know what they're gonna do. They're just gonna dismantle the characters that people love, just because they want their agenda, like, just to break people up more. It's just irritating. Because the one thing that could make people a bit more united would be entertaining people through TV and movies and all that stuff. When you think about it, like, oh, fucking arse. Like people like being entertained could be such a cure right now from COVID, from politics, from all the shit that's going on in the world right now. Could be a cure. But all this entertainment, all these TV shows, all this stuff we gorge on is just adding to the fire of us against them. And I hate that so much. Like, we should be able to disagree, but it shouldn't be the end of, like, it shouldn't be like, oh, I hate you for not liking what I like. I find that disgusting. I hate that so much because it's just nasty. It's not fair or anything. Like, if you don't like something, then, or you disagree with something, then fine. It's not the end of the world. Like, it's like, sure, I've been ranting and raving about season 11 of The Walking Dead, and people will probably disagree with me, and that's fine. And give me your opinions, like, what do you think of all the crap? And I'm not gonna have, like, hard feelings against it. But the way things are now, you're either on one side or the other, and that's not good. Whereas I feel like before it was more about everyone just enjoying everything. There was a time where we were getting so much cool stuff that everyone could enjoy. Whereas now it's more for, like, it's more for someone else to enjoy. And that other person can't enjoy it because they're a racist, they're sexist, there's something this. They're white, they're not disabled, they're everything that's wrong with the world. And that's the opposite of what they think they're talking about. Like, people talking about making the world better, more inclusive. They're not making it more inclusive. They're pushing people away because they think that person is the enemy, when maybe it's themselves. Because they're pushing someone else's agenda, like they're pushing division because that's what they've been told to do, and that's it. People have been told to hate someone else because they don't think the way they do, and that's wrong. Like, if you don't like the way someone thinks, then that's fine. But you shouldn't cancel them for it. Unless they've done something really criminal, then fine. But if it's someone, if it's someone just giving their opinion on, like, the way everyone's treating one another, and they liked it the way it was, where people just enjoyed stuff that came out, and that's what I think. Like, it's that state where, like, people not, like, it's a state when everyone can't enjoy the same thing anymore, and that is weird to me. It's weird to me that people in the entertainment industry ain't said, hang on, we're not profiting anything from this. What are we getting from, like, that's the thing. I don't understand what they're getting from it. They must be getting something. I don't know. Because I used to watch Doctor Who religiously. I love Doctor Who so much. That's like, I grew up on that show, and I never watch it anymore. I can't watch it because they've ruined it. Like, the guy that's running the show, Chris Chibnall, he's destroyed the show on purpose because he's changed the history, because for the first 12 regenerations or so, it was all white guys. White men. And to me, the Doctor is white. Well, not white. No, that's wrong. To me, the Doctor is a man. He's not a woman. He's a role model for young boys and my age as well still. Because I still watch the old episodes. And yeah, I wouldn't mind a Black Doctor really, but he's got to be a guy. Like, he's got to have somewhat of a presence, you know. I would rather them, like, for Doctor Who, if they want to add a female character, which they've done before, like the Sarah Jane Adventures was so cool. I remember watching Sarah Jane Adventures before school because it was more for kids, and I've watched it recently because it's still good for when you're a bit older as well. And it shows that you can do a female character set in the Doctor Who universe. And I don't know why they don't do that. Why not have another Time Lord that is... why not have another Time Lord that is related to the Doctor? Like, there's the Doctor's daughter that was a part of a David Tennant episode. They refused to bring her back for some reason, when that would be an awesome thing. The Doctor's daughter travelling through time and space, or like just travelling through space. Maybe you don't do time travel. They got rid of Torchwood when what's his name wanted to do more, or would like to do more. What's his name? And they cancelled him. John Barrowman. Like, they brought him back for the recent series with Jodie, and then they cancelled him because they found some dodgy shit out about him. Like, not bad stuff, like he apologised for it back when he did it. I think he should. I think he whacked out his dick on set of Doctor Who back in the day. And that's what he's camp. He's gay. He's a gay man, and they cancelled the gay man, which is quite surprising. When they start eating their own kind alive, I find that funny. When the woke crowd start attacking their own people, when them people have been supporting them. I find that funny. But yeah, they could have done another Torchwood with John Barrowman, because everyone loved John Barrowman. And that was a really cool show because that was a bit darker. And they could do all these shows, like, I just don't get it, man. It just pisses me off because like, there's nothing good in the world. Like, just like, it makes everything more miserable when things are bad. We got a brazier. Yeah, on there. It just makes everything bad, like going through normal everyday life, going to work and everything. You want to come back and escape, have some escapism. But you're not getting that with just anything. That's why I've been streaming so much, really. Because, like, I'd say games are the one thing that hasn't been scarred.
Guess I better take a
Because look, if wokeness won, we wouldn't be allowed to have violence in video games. Even though they're somewhat going woke with some games, like having female soldiers in World War II.
Someone's here.
Things like that. They've been kind of pushing it like for a while, like. But I don't mind it when it's a bit. When it's somewhat like when they did the Revolution update for Battlefield 1, where they added the female Russian snipers, like the Russian squad. I like that because at the time I was all over World War One history and everything, so I was into that. But when they oh my god, oh my god, now that we're close. I'll get back up here because usually when someone goes down, someone comes, but well, they don't. I don't know, it just irritates me, all this shit that's on the TV right now. And they expect us to pay for it as well. Fuck! I'm amazed I got away with that. That's why a lot of films have been flopping. It's not been COVID. It might be another reason for COVID, for like stuff like that. Like for people not going to cinema and everything. But I'd definitely say that it's a good factor.
Where did that come from?
That because of how shit the stories have been, people aren't watching stuff anymore. Because they're fed up of watching it, you know? That's what I feel anyway. Like, why would you go to the cinema to watch something that you know is going to be a lecture? I used to go to a cinema to have fun and spend time with families, but all it's going to do is you're going to go out and come out probably arguing with your family members because they might start talking political because the show, the film or whatever told them to. Or it might be something like me where like I don't like it, and or like that, just that, like they're making people the villain when you're not, per se, like. I don't know. Sorry guys for ranting away, but I really enjoyed it though. Like today's episode's been fun, just talking about all this crap. I'll try not to do it every episode, but to be fair, we have been just doing. We have just been doing the old question mark hunting anyway, so it's kind of good talking about stuff. And I know I repeat myself a lot. Hopefully I'll get a bit better one. I think I have got better at my somewhat presentation skills during videos. I did watch some of my older streams and videos I did, like season 1 of the Walking Dead communities, Whisperers. That was a bit cringy. I tried to watch, like, it got better throughout. Like, that's when I was starting to get better. But every so often I get an episode where I'm repeating myself, or like I just don't know what to say. Almost like I'm just freezing up. Almost, it's annoying. And I do say some stuff like a lot, and it's just a bad habit. But I'd say that doing these streams has helped me. Because I was bad before this. I just talking in public and stuff, so, and this has helped. Like with confidence and all that stuff, it's been good. It's what I've needed for a long time. I wish I did this years ago. But that's why I've been like yesterday. When I was streaming, I did the videos that I needed to do, and then I was like, afterwards I watched a bit of TV. I watched some Jessica Jones, which I loved. I finished that off today, and man, that's such a good series. Yeah, like I said, Netflix stuff is really good. Yeah, I've been watching. I was yesterday streaming. I did the videos that I needed to do, and I watched some Jessica Jones, and I was bored, and I ended up going, why not just do a stream? Like, because I have fun with streams, because I have a bit of control on what I say and do, and I get to play some games, and that's the thing. Like, I don't stream. When I play, I can't. I found it hard to play games. Just to play games on my own. I feel like when I play a game, I'm like, I might as well stream it, because I feel like I'm able to react a bit better when I'm streaming. Because like when you're playing a game on your own, you're just zoning out playing it, ain't you? And to be fair, most of the games that I would play, I'd be like, why am I not doing this? Like, this is a series right now. I should be just doing a video on it or something. Like, I couldn't do a Assassin's Creed video without it being part of a series. I couldn't just load in and do some stuff, because I'd be like, this is part of a series right now. Oh, this problem.
Well, there's nothing here.
Uh-oh. He's gonna not die instantly, is he? There we go.
You're an easy man.
I know. We're doing so well, but he was there. Alright, we gotta... Alright, go. Ah. We've done the worst stuff. Ah.
Everyone, charge!
Kassandra, go, go, go. What are you doing? Fuck that up. There's 3 captains to kill? Oh, that's a problem. I thought I killed one of them. Didn't I kill one of them? Oh, we lost them, which is good. Yeah, I suppose there is 3 of them still. Can't climb that. Yeah, sorry for like ranting. I've enjoyed it. It's been good. I'll finish off this camp and we'll probably wrap up the video here for today. It's been a good one though. I kind of enjoyed the little review rant. But like I said, I won't like. I probably ain't got enough for every episode. But if anyone wants to add to the arguments and conversation, then feel free. Kind of tempted to put this in the title, like I don't know, culture, like I don't know, pop culture rant, almost. Yeah, something like that. It's been fun though. That's why I like this series. It's somewhat of a podcasty sort of vibe to everything.
Somebody get water!
Yeah, shall we do this? Actually, we'll finish off by doing this. Because we need to do it for the... There's a few locations still to do, but we go there. So let's see the. Unless we leave it for next episode. We could do that because I'm gonna do the next episode right after this. But it's like this guy. Fight for Athens. So defend Athens, really, which is the harder fight, I think. You know what we'll do? We'll go down here and do that, and then that's finished off this area. The next time we'll... I don't know what to do, really. So I feel like doing it because... we'll go down there, do that today. The next episode we'll do these because we still need to weaken the hold a bit more to make it a bit easier. Yeah, I really enjoyed today's episode. It's definitely needed after the terrible time I had in Sea of Thieves. Jesus, I recommend people not avoid that episode. That was episode 49 or 39. How the fuck? No, that don't make sense. But hopefully, like I said, there should be Sea of Thieves later today and later on tomorrow.
The watch will be vigilant here.
So later on today and later on tomorrow should be Sea of Thieves, which will be more as season 5. So hopefully we'll have a better experience with them. So check out them episodes again. They might be worse. I need to go in with a better plan because today, well, yesterday's episode 39, I kind of went in without a plan really. I just wanted to see what was new, and I kind of see everything. I pretty much saw what everything that was new, pretty much straight away. But a lot of the stuff that's in the update season is kind of stuff it doesn't change the game too much. Like the billboards for like friendly for like people's treasure chests or whatever they call them. Like people made treasure maps.
Poseidon's power is strong here.
It's just stuff I've seen before and done before. It's like nothing too drastically different, which is fine. Like, I love the loop in Sea of Thieves, but my problem is I know that people have a bit of a critique for people who want to do PvE, and if you know me and watch my videos and streams, like, you know that I just enjoy chilling out and playing games. Like Grounded, State of Decay, them sort of experiences where I can just somewhat do what I want. And Sea of Thieves has that element of, as the player, you can do what you want, essentially. Like, you can go looting and everything. But the problem with Sea of Thieves is you have the restrictions of other players who, like, the game is designed for like trolls and people who want the PvP experience, but say you don't want the PvP experience, then you're gonna suffer. And like, sure, I think the thing is though, if they had a PvE server, I'd probably play it for a while, but then I would probably realise that the game needs the PvP to make things a little bit exciting. Like, think, oh shit, someone's following me. But the fact is, the reason why I don't like the PvP is because it's shit. PvP, like, it's not a game. Like, I play Halo Infinite, for example. I've been playing Halo Infinite's multiplayer. That's a multiplayer game. That's PvP oriented. I love that. But Sea of Thieves, it's so janky. Like, it's not a normal PvP game. Was that it on the ship? Ah. Court is clear. So course is clue still nearby. I know I just picked up something there, but it ain't registered. Okay. Maybe it's to do with a quest, probably. Listen, that's to do with this. But yeah, Sea of Thieves for me, the PvP doesn't feel good. I could see it feeling better on a PC or something, like with mouse and keyboard, but my controller controls are dreadful. That's why I prefer just the loop of the game. That's what I like. I know a lot of people, like, I get the argument it's Sea of Thieves. It's got thieves in the name, I know that. But for me, like, me logging in I just want to enjoy the world, you know. I want to enjoy the gameplay, but I want to do it in a relaxing way. I don't want to look over my shoulder every 5 seconds. Like, it's why it would never be a game that I could just log in and play. If I like say, I always see a good game is something that you can play coming home from work, maybe from school. Like, school is different. School's not that hard to just come back and try hard in game, but like coming home from work, hard day's work, what sort of game will make you happy? Some people might say the stress of a multiplayer is like where all your shit is being stolen every 5 seconds, or if you're not good, or you don't spend the time on the game all the time. You might say, then get good, sort of thing, but I just think if the game is somewhat, I just don't have enjoyment from a game. That's why I've somewhat, I'd say ever since I've started to work and get a job and having to pay bills every week and all that crap, ever since that, I'd say I've not been too interested in multiplayer games. I come on now and then, Battlefield 1, but besides that, multiplayer games have died out for me because I've got everyday things to worry about, and I'd rather come onto a game that is relaxing, calming. Like State of Decay, I've always played State of Decay and enjoyed it, but ever since I've got into a state where I need a job, I've got that stress. State of Decay has become such a good friend. Ground has become such a good friend. And I was playing them games before, all that stuff as well, but we'll end it here today. But yeah, like, I see value in a game of having the option to just play the game I want to play. Whereas I don't think Sea of Thieves does that very well. I get it. They like the PvP stuff idea, and I like it. It's very rare, like it's very rustish sort of thing, and it's different. But for me, I don't love the idea of not the option of just loaded in and just playing like the pirate like treasure hunt game. I know, but for me, I'd rather be able to log in and just sail around and enjoy the beautiful world, because it's a gorgeous game. Like sailing and the loop, eating, fishing. Like there's a really fun survival game underneath it. But for me, I don't like when you can see the people that know that there's people like me on the game, and they go after that person because they're an easy target, there is an easy kill, and that's what I am. I'm an easy kill on Sea of Thieves. So if you see Mellow Gamer, well, Mellow Druid on Sea of Thieves, it's going to be an easy kill, because like one thing, I don't play the game often to really practice the PvP. I got a point in Sea of Thieves, my series, where I was getting a bit better at it. I wanted to learn a bit more, but then that was when I was doing Sea of Thieves as like a main series sort of thing. But then I started to do random streams where I was only playing it every so often. So I was like, yeah, I don't care. I'd rather just play and enjoy the game. And that's what I was doing with Sea of Thieves for the most part. But the problem is, like, when there's someone that plays that game, when they play the game a lot, they're gonna walk over me, no problem. I'm not scared to put up a fight, and I try. I do try, but for me, I would probably enjoy the game more if I had the option to log in and do just a PvE server, meet people, bump into people who are sailing around doing their own thing. I would love to see that. Because there's so like I met so like that's the thing. I met so many nice people on Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is the one game that I could say I met some really cool people on, which is more that can be said for most games in multiplayer. Like I don't think I've ever met someone on Battlefield and said I've become good friends with them. But Sea of Thieves, like on occasion, I still message people that I played with a while ago on Sea of Thieves, and there is a really nice Sea of Thieves community, and you can tell the nice people, they want a PvE server because they just want to enjoy time with other people, and I like that. But the thing is, on the other hand, if there was an option, if I was in the mood, I would be more inclined to go, yeah, I'm gonna go PvP server today, and try and do what I usually do. But if I had someone on my tail, I'd be like, okay, let's fucking try and have a go at them. And I like the dialogue talking to people in PvP. I would miss that. Or that, like, there is an element in Sea of Thieves, like, it was on yesterday's video, not episode 39, episode 38, because we joined someone that we met before. We were doing a voyage, and we doing one of the vaults, and there was a guy there, and he was just fishing, and his mate was on another island fishing as well. And he was somewhat role-playing a little bit. And there was a part of me was like, I could kill this guy. I could go... I was tempted to go on his ship and put something on his ship and burn it. And I felt bad for that idea. And I didn't do it. So I was like, no, this guy is a cool dude. He's enjoying it. There is that tension of, like, one of us could cross the line. And I do like that, and you would miss that in a PvE server. But then I would love to meet people in a PvE server, you know? Like, even if you got less gold. Because to me, gold is point. Like, you get enough gold in Sea of Thieves. But for me, I would love to just sail across someone, and they're just chilling. Meet people, you know? Instead of the risk of coming across someone and they're just fucking arseholes. Spawn killing you, like, because as soon as you, especially when I'm on Xbox One, where loading, when you die and load back in, it takes forever to fucking get in on your ship and do any damage to them, and it's just spawn camping. I hate that. But then that's the thing. I would, like, even though I want a PvE server, I would probably log into a PvP server more, because there is that element of, like, it's another risk. It's a bit more. It's what Sea of Thieves is about, but I would probably enjoy it more if I could go on a PvE server though. I'd probably play Sea of Thieves in my free time if there was a PvE server, where I wouldn't stream it. You know, like, there is an element of. No, that's I was saying that in a Sea of Thieves video before, where I think they should do a PvE server option where it's offline almost. Because you think about it, one day Sea of Thieves is going to go offline. One day, whether it's Sea of Thieves 20, Sea of Thieves 5 or 3, or if they start making this a franchise where they add another title, Sea of Thieves 1 will one day go offline. But that's such a great world that they've built, they've updated, they've improved to go offline. That's why I think an offline version where you can play on your own, you can invite people in co-op, should be an option for people. Like, maybe they should do that at the end of the life cycle, where they're like, look, we're not updating it anymore, but here's your PvE servers. Or here's your option to play on your own with a friend on a map. Because they've got really good mobs now, they've got really good quests, and there is something relaxing about Sea of Thieves, but then there's that tension that I'm not a fan of having to deal with every time I log in. I do have way more fun when I can just chill out and just do the missions. Because it is like Grounded or State Decay, where I can just play and enjoy the game, but when things are, like, usually after an update of the game or the weekends, that's when the game is bad. But like I played today and it's weekday, but it's when when season 5 is out, so it was a bit stressful because everyone's playing, like, and people who play the game a lot are taking advantage of people who are logging in for a while, like who ain't been on for a while or who are more interested in the new stuff. And I don't like that, but it's Sea of Thieves, and you got, because I've come round to the idea of, like, my loot isn't my loot till I sell it. I get that idea, and I get that it's Sea of Thieves, but I don't know, it's not my gameplay, it's not my game where I can just chill out. And I wish it was, because I would be playing it so much. I would probably make a proper series on it. Because I don't know why I episode Sea of Thieves anyway when I do episode 1, 2, 3. Like, even though it's a continuation, but it's more or less a random stream, doing what I'm doing, logging in, playing for a bit. But yeah, I don't know. I know it's been a bit of a ranty episode, but I've really enjoyed it. And I just hope everyone's enjoyed. And let me know in the comments if you lasted this long. Talk to me. Am I out of order for what I'm thinking? Am I the only one thinking it? I don't know. But yeah, we'll be back in the next episode with more Assassin's Creed, which will be more or less straight after this. But it won't be tomorrow, it'll be the day after when it's out. Tomorrow will be Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for the morning video. And like I said, there should be some Sea of Thieves later today, even though I've been ranting about it today. Like, there should be some Sea of Thieves, and hopefully we get a bit of luck and be able to enjoy the game, avoid the trouble, and have some fun. So yeah, we'll leave it there for today. So as always, thanks for watching if you've been watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.